Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another episode of the Leadership Standard. Please let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, please let me know in the comments section as we get started. So I want to thank everyone for coming today. It's another beautiful day, beautiful Friday that the Lord has made, and we're excited to be here on the Leadership Standard. Today we're going to be exposing very critical issues on how Nigeria is actually destroying the lives and properties of people. We're going to be talking about how Nigeria is systematically destroying the lives and properties of people. All right. And we're going to show examples of how this is happening and why we need to prefer other solutions to solving these problems. All right. So, yes. So before we start, I want to actually just play a video of uh, a video of what exactly transpired in one of these international organizations where the European Parliament. All right. So let me, without saying much, let me actually share this with you.
Him to be released on bail. Chapter 4, Section 39 of the Nigerian Constitution says that every person shall be entitled to freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart ideas and information without interference. I therefore call upon the President of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, to uphold his country's constitution, to ensure Nnamdi Kanu's immediate and safe release. The Nigerian government must guarantee the freedom of expression of all Nigerian citizens, including their right to protest without intimidation, and end violence towards those who identify as Biafran. And I call on my colleagues here in the European Parliament to do much more to promote human rights in Nigeria.
There you have it. There you have it. And that's the information to reach her for those folks that, want to take extra steps in trying to advocating for human rights in Nigeria and for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's another way of making progress. Exactly. The 1 million man march is bearing fruit. We thank God. Amen. So um, we thank God for all this, advocacy that's coming out. We thank God for the advocacy that's coming out. I also want to say something about the difference between the EU and the UK. And you must understand that I was watching a broadcast yesterday, and the man said that the UK has a history of creating division wherever they go to, right? They go whenever they go to in Africa, they create division. Even if it's India, they create division between the Hindus and the Pakistanis. They create division in Nigeria. They create division in the geographical structure. That's why somebody from South will say that he's not Igbo. When you look at all these things, you'll be able to understand that there's a problem that came from the foundation of Nigeria. Somebody from Delta will say he's not Igbo, but you are a neighbor to Anambra State. You are sharing the same boundary with Anambra State. How does that even make any sense? You see, but that's because of the fact that the people that have created this structure, they've created a structure of division. All right, they've created a structure of division. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about. So um, I also wanted to let everyone know that the Nigeria is gradually gaining international recognition for its corruption, for its incompetence, for its failure in leadership, consistent failure in corruption, most especially. It's gaining that recognition globally. And it's not bad enough that we have corruption issues, which is its own problem. We also have the issues of terrorism. There are issues of terrorism that affect a lot of Nigerian lives and properties. All right. So there's corruption that destroys lives and properties of people. There's also terrorism that also impacts the lives and properties of other people. So when you think about it, you realize that there's a lot of progress that still needs to be made in that country. All right. And that progress is coming at a very slow pace. So a lot of people are traveling now, they're getting opportunities to go abroad. They're seeing other countries develop, and they're wondering why is Nigeria not developing? Right? Even countries that came, if that Nigeria started first, they've left and they've moved on forward, even beyond the imagination of most people would ever imagine. Or so the point is, it is a failure of leadership, and that's why I have this broadcast. I wanted to make sure that I'm still audible. That's why I have this broadcast. The essence of this broadcast is to expose those failures of leadership and to let people understand that, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. And most of those work that needs to be done has to be a mental work. It has to be a mental work. You have to work on your mentality, how you think, how you see life, how you reason other people, how you view other people. How do you view other people? Do you view them as a master servant relationship, or inferior over you, or do you view them as people that have a common humanity like yourself? People that have a common value or common, desire to want to live life. And there's some people that you live with, you realize they don't have a value for life. They don't have a value for life. They go about, they kill, they steal, they destroy. And that is what they are known for. That is what they are known for. You know? And when you see so many things, so many problems have come out from the failure of leadership, and it's affecting a lot of people. And now there's this lady who's running for the prime minister of the UK. She's a Yoruba lady, a Yoruba lady, and people should stop saying that, oh, I'm Nigerian. I know you are Nigerian, but again, where are you from in Nigeria? You know what I'm saying? You have to be more specific when you're telling people about where you're from. You don't just say that, oh, I'm Nigerian. You tell people I'm Yoruba from, maybe Yoruba, West Africa, because Yoruba is a nation in itself. They are people themselves. And this is what this lady was talking about.
When you're a 42-year-old is by definition ambitious. Prime Minister, when you're a 42-year-old is by definition ambitious. But I am ambitious, but for our country and for our party. I chose to become a Conservative MP to serve, and I chose this country because here I could breathe free and I could be everything that I wanted to be. I grew up in Nigeria, and I saw firsthand what happens when politicians are in it for themselves, when they use public money as their private piggy banks, when they promise the earth and pollute not just the air, but the whole political atmosphere with their failure to serve others. I saw what socialism means for millions. It's poverty and broken dreams. I came to Britain determined to make my way in a country where hard work and honest endeavour can take you anywhere. Prime Minister, when you're a 42-year-old is by definition ambitious. But I am ambitious, but for our country and for our party. I chose to become a Conservative MP to serve, and I chose this country because here I could breathe free and I could be everything that I wanted to be. I grew up in Nigeria, and I saw firsthand what happens when politicians are in it for themselves, when they use public money as their private piggy banks, when they promise the earth and pollute not just the air, but the whole political atmosphere with their failure to serve others. I saw what socialism means for millions. It's poverty and broken dreams. I came to Britain determined to make my way in a country where hard work and honest endeavour can take you anywhere. Prime Minister.
That woman that you're seeing there is a powerful woman. The woman that you're seeing speaking on the screen is a powerful woman, a very powerful woman. And I pray that she succeeds as prime minister because she understands the problem of Nigeria. She understands that Nigerian politicians are corrupt. And let me tell you, the reason why Nigerian politicians have succeeded in corruption is because whenever they carry out their schemes, they always meet, especially internationally, whenever they carry out their schemes internationally, they meet some white people, and most of them are actually white people, that support what they do. All right. And some of these white people are selfish, not all of them. Some of these white people are selfish. They agree to launder money for them. They agree to keep their money in their banks. They agree to keep stolen funds in their banks. They agree to keep artwork in their museums. They agree to do all these things that they know that is wrong. But because of the fact that they've met Black people who do not care about their value system, who do not even care about their country, who do not even care about their people, they cooperate with them. They let them do these things. They don't stop them. They just let them do it, and they just hope and pray that the law catches up with them at the end of the day. That's just what they do. So all I'm saying in essence is there's a lot of things that needs to be changed in our orientation. And the reason why Africa is where it is today in leadership failure is because of the fact that Africa has allowed, it's because of the fact that Africa has allowed itself to be corrupted by the influence of some very evil white people. And that influence has ripped off on the leadership of its Black people, and they just continue in that trajectory. And nothing stops them until, people actually stand up and say, enough is enough. We all saw what happened in Sri Lanka. The people said they've had enough is enough. That they are done with the failure of leadership, and they decided to rise up and take the mantle of leadership in their hands. That is exactly what needs to be done for there to be viable change in leadership, especially in a place where there are no structures, especially in a place where there are no value systems. The people have to be the ones to decide that they have had enough. Until then, the people that mess the value system will continue to do that. The people that trample on the rights of people will continue to do that. The people that steal from the people will continue to do that. The people that exalt themselves above other people and play with the minds of other people, they will continue to do that. But when you have decided you have had enough, that is when you've freed yourself. That is when you have freed yourself from mental slavery. And when you see this lady talking, you know that she is one of those people that have freed herself from mental slavery. Because mental slavery is a very strong disease. Mental slavery is a very strong disease. It is a very strong disease, mental slavery. Most people don't know. To be mentally enslaved is a disease. And that is what they have put people under. That is the spell that Africa leaders especially in Nigeria, that is where they have put people under a spell of mental slavery, under a spell of corruption. So we need to wake up from this and ask ourselves, how much more do we continue like this? And after she had said that, can you imagine that all of a sudden there is now outroar and uproar from other people saying, oh, she should not have said that. Why is she saying that in front of the whole world? She shouldn't have said that. Can you imagine? This is what this lady was saying. I am angry Kemi Badenoch accused Nigerian politicians of stealing public funds. Why are you angry? Madam, why are you angry? What is making you angry that someone is talking about corruption? Did she call your name? Did she call your name? Did she call your name? I don't understand. Like, why are you angry? This is how these politicians think in Nigeria. Somewhere in other countries, in China, if you steal public funds, they will kill you. They will murder you there. They will cut your head off. You're angry that they are telling you that Nigerian politicians are stealing public funds. This is the problem. When people say the truth that is uncomfortable to them, people start getting angry. Rather than them to see the reason behind what this person is saying and see how they can make things better. If she has said, oh, we are working on making Nigeria better, on solving the problem of corruption, that would have been better than saying she's angry. But let's go ahead and read what she said. Nigerian Diaspora Commission, I don't know, boss or whatever, Abike Dabiri, has flared up over the remarks of Kemi, a UK Prime Minister aspirant who accused Nigerian leaders of looting public funds to enrich themselves, leaving citizens to anguish in abject poverty. Mrs. Dabiri on Thursday seconded a tweet that described Ms. Badenoch's remarks as nonsense without refuting the accusation. A Twitter user, Yabo Awokoya, I tweeted, I'm very angry this morning, angry at the nonsense said by Kemi Badenoch, the MP Conservative Party. Can you imagine? Angry at the nonsense. You can see how Nigerian officials reason. And these are just the women one. These are the women politicians. I'm angry at the nonsense said by Kemi Badenoch, the MP, in her declaration to run for office. Mrs. Badenoch, you are off to a poor start. Can you imagine? Very tactless start, in fact. How on earth is it okay for you to use Nigeria's so-called misrule over the years? Mrs. Dabiri hopped on a thread and quoted a tweet with, I'm just as angry. I second your thoughts here and will keep my comment for a later date. What other comments do you want to keep it for a later date? What are you even sure that you're going to even see? You're going to see the later date. What if they kidnap you? Huh? You did not debunk the allegation of what she said. You just said that you are angry. Somebody is doing something in a poor start. Who are you? Are you a mother? Are you the one that bought her the ticket to run for prime minister? Do you know how much it must possibly have cost her to run for that position? Do you know how much it's costing her for campaign? Do you know how much it's costing this woman for campaign? You are there in Nigeria saying you are angry at somebody who is in the UK trying to run for prime minister of the UK, and you are just a National Development Commission boss or whatever your position is, and you say you're angry. Angry at who? Who are you to be angry? Why don't you shut up your mouth and just do your job? And let other people that have issues with the country talk about how the country. You don't tell people how to talk about how they feel. It's freedom of speech. Say you're angry. So this is the kind of comments that people make that you begin to wonder what kind of, are we all in secondary schools that people cannot talk? Is this a school? Is this a primary school or secondary school affair? You're telling somebody that you're angry for them to say saying what they said. It's quite funny, because I don't know how to explain this one. So another story that is very important to talk about is the suffering of Nigerian, workers. The employment in Nigeria is so bad that nobody is guaranteed even pension. Retired teachers in Delta State shut government house, asked Governor Kowa to release unpaid gratuities. Why is he not releasing it? This is somebody that wants to run for vice president of Nigeria. The angry retirees dressed in black and black attires on Thursday stormed the entrance gate of the state government house at Asaba and barricaded the gate to prevent any entry and exit while chanting solidarity and anti-Okowa songs to drive home their demands. Retired primary school teachers in Delta State are taken to the streets of Asaba, the state capital, to protest against the state governor, Ifeanyi Okowa, over the non-payment of their gratuities, running into 54 billion. The angry retirees dressed in black stormed the entrance gate of the state government house at Asaba and barricaded the gate to prevent any entry and exit while chanting solidarity and anti-ECOWAS songs to drive home their demands. After 35 years of service, they've not received their gratuities. 7 years. Can you imagine? You know, that's exactly how they treat people in Nigeria. That's exactly how they treat people in Nigeria. After you have worked all your life, they will not pay you your salaries. And this is not just the public sector. They do exactly the same thing in the private sector. They do exactly the same thing in the private sector. You will work, you will not get paid. And now she's protesting. Is this not one of the things that lady was saying? This Abike Dabiri woman will not be angry that people in Delta State are not getting their money they're not getting their unpaid gratuity. She will not be angry about this. But she's angry about another woman like herself who is running for office, speaking her mind and telling the world exactly how Nigeria operates and how Nigeria works. Because it's not enough for people to just think that, oh, yes, Nigerian jollof rice, Nigerian Afrobeats, Nigerian and Nollywood. That is not all that make up Nigeria. There is an endemic corruption that is eating the root of that country, and a lot of people are suffering. A lot of people are living in penury, and a lot of people are dying because of the failures of leadership. And if nothing is said about that, people will continue to die and suffer. But on this platform, I will keep talking about exactly why people need to wake up. Because people are enslaved. People are enslaved. You know, when someone says what they say, you call it angry. Is it only the rich people or the powerful people that can talk? If other people cannot talk, is it only the rich people that have the right to express their freedom of speech? So, well, you have your own right to be angry. It's your freedom of expression. But when someone is saying the truth, there is no reason why you have to be angry when you are in a position to change things. That is the point I'm trying to make. Moving on. Governor Autumn has asked for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You know, Governor Autumn is an advocate for freedom, and he has been standing on the side of the Biafrans for a long time now. And he's asking for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, for the peace process in the country to be taken seriously. He said this when a group under the aegis of American veterans of Igbo origin paid him a courtesy visit in D.C. He stated that Nnamdi Kanu's issue is a socio-political challenge that must be dealt with politically. He argued that even members of Boko Haram, who pose a greater threat to the country's unity, have often been freed. Are you listening to what he's saying? Boko Haram have often been freed, resettled, and some integrated into the armed forces. So you can actually free a terrorist, you can provide for him, resettle him, and you can also provide him job. Good point. You can provide him not just any kind of job, but a job in the armed forces of Nigeria. A known terrorist. That is what's going on in Nigeria right now. It's like a pot calling kettle black. So that is what it is. Governor Autumn, southeast of Nigeria, must be given a sense of belonging to erase the impression of persecution of a section of the country. He taxed Igbo veterans in the USA to believe in one Nigeria, pointing out that no country on earth is without its challenges. The Benue State governor told the group that a power shift in the southeast is possible if the people of the region put their differences aside to pursue the objectives of unity. Autumn said his call for freedom of worship was not only to protect the rights of Christians, but to ensure all Nigerians are free to practice their faith without intimidation or molestation in any part of the country. He thanked the group for appreciating his modest contributions to national discourses but challenge Southeastern Nigeria living abroad that charity begins at home, saying there is nowhere better than home, but only peace and security can guarantee the success of your investments back home. The governor called on the veterans to support peace efforts in the Southeast region so that both their communities and investments will experience sustainable growth and prosperity. So, there you have it. Governor Autumn asking for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's who he is. He's a man that fears God. Governor Autumn is a man that fears God, if you ask me. And he's also a man that has the anointing for leadership. There's some people that have the anointing for leadership. There's some people that have the anointing for rulership. Rulership and leadership are two different things. A ruler will likely put you under bondage. A leader will free you from bondage. A ruler will likely put you under bondage, but a leader will free you from bondage. So he's asking for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And hopefully that release happens soon. That's the prayer of everyone. And not just his release, but the release of so many others, Idara Gold, the release of all these other people that have been put in prison for standing for what they believe in and the freedom of expression. So we're hoping this works out. Before I leave, I want to just show you what is going on in Nigeria. To understand one thing, Nigeria shows you another thing. It's very hard for you to keep up with some of the things that's going on and why people have to suffer the way they suffer. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Because when you figure out one thing, you see that now these are people that want to vote.
The INEC and some wicked leaders and people in authority to disenfranchise the people of this nation. So these are people's PVC.
Yes, permanent
original
one, yes.
PVCs.
That was dug from the ground.
Hidden on the ground,
yes.
Buried.
They used
to stop them,
election.
not to vote. So you can see it.
Permanent one, yes.
Hidden on the floor, dug from the ground.
2.something
Look
million
at the
pieces
wickedness.
here.
Look at it.
More than 2 million pieces here.
More than 2 million pieces of PVCs here. You can see what is happening in this country. Wicked people.
Go and do PVC. Go and do PVC. How will take
the INEC and some.
And where that is happening mostly in the Southeast. That's what they want to disenfranchise the people of the Southeast. On the day of election, they will open the borders of Niger, open the borders of Mauritania, open the borders of Tanzania, and all the near you can think of. And they will come to Nigeria to vote in the north. And they'll say, oh yes, the north has the highest population. But the people that should vote in the Southeast, they don't have PVC. And it's not because they did not register for PVC, but it's because they buried their PVC under the ground. They bury their PVCs under the ground. That's what it is. So how can this function when people have such a wicked mentality? But Abike Dabiri is not angry about this, though. Abike Dabiri is not angry about this. She's not angry about this one yet. They've not told her in her office that people are burying PVC. She's not angry about this one. But she'll be angry about the next one. That will happen soon. All right. Until then, stay well. I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful day.